Hi everyone, so we have already talked about windsurf. Now it's time to talk about cursor. So these are the two most popular AI editors, code editors, which can help you while writing the code. So let's explore cursor. So first we'll talk about basic installation. This is also like you can install it for Mac, and I think it's you can just look at the website and you can just do the download for Mac, right? And all the features, pricing, it is free I think for few weeks. Then you have to pay if you want to use the services. You just download this and then start playing with this. So let's get started. You just need to download the installer file and just install it, and then you can just import some settings, import from VS Code, choose the theme, and that's it. This is just a basic installation setup. And now you can get started with the Cursor AI code editor, right? It is just asking you the basic things, whatever you want. You want to install the opening terminal, continue, and you can now start playing with this. So this also looks similar to, I will say, the VS Code, because the theme is same as VS Code. You can say they have inherited the theme, because globally the VS Code is the most popular code editor, and they made the UI friendly to the VS Code. Let's play with this code editor. What we are going to do, we are going to open the existing project, the HTTP wrapper, which we have done with the windsurf. Now we are going to fix the typing, we are going to refactor the code, all those things, fix all TypeScript typings, and let's see how easy for Cursor tool to fix all these things, right? So we already have a project, and now we are going to play with that. So here, it has to fix the typing one by one. Now we just need to keep accepting npm run. There is a Axios library issue, I think. So it is trying to fix the typings. I'm accepting, I'm adding the types for Axios. I think there is a version issue. It has installed 14.0. It is installing types, and then it will install the type for appropriate. That is good. Till now I think it is impressive. It is replacing all the Axios configs, and there is so it is doing a npm build also to check if there are any types. npx tsc is a TypeScript build command. Now I think what is the current status? It is build passing, right? Now what we'll do, let's add a test cases. So let's try to see how smart this is while adding the test cases using Jest. So that is what we are going to do. So it will add a Jest configuration first of all, and install Jest as a dependency, dev dependency, Jest type Jest and ts Jest for TypeScript project. Once that is done, it will create a ts config. I can see the ts config. I will accept the change, and here this is the ts config for the utility wrapper, HTTP wrapper package. Now it will create a test case for HTTP client. This is what I have written, right? So it is adding the test cases for it. Till now I think it is doing whatever I have asked, and obviously it takes time to write a test cases once you have done any package, or sometimes you just ignore adding test cases, right? So that's good thing that you are able to have something which can add the test cases like this, some AI editor. So it has created all the mock for Axios library, and then testing each and every method, HTTP get, put, post, delete. Here we are mocking the whole library so that we can mock all these methods provided by Axios, right? Defining the custom payloads, calling these different methods, and then checking if this method has been called. So now this AI has a job to fix this particular test cases. We have some issue with the implementation. Test case is not matching the expectation. So it is trying to fix it, and we will also see what is the real error in that test case. I think there is some type match happening while fixing the test case. Let's see the description, what this test case is. This test case is about, let's see the field. You can also go and look at the detailed test case. Here you can see it is expecting the mock return value string, and it is giving number. So we just need to remove this line and add a number. So while running the test case, it will also get a number, type number, because the mock response value is a number. So now it should match with the expected, and we will run the command npm run test. It is passing. Now this is HTTP wrapper command. We will also ask AI editor to add some documentation for this library. So once you publish the library, you also need to have some documentation available. So it will just update the README file. And impressive. I'm really lazy while writing the README file, and it has done for me. So whoever is want to use this package, they can see the whole thing. Now next thing we are going to do is because we want to publish this to GitHub as a private repository, private package. So I want to publish this to GitHub as a private package. So we need some changes in the package.json to publish this package. Like we need to add a publish config, we need to add a appropriate script, npm script and definitions and all those things. My package name, you can see HTTP wrapper, publish config has been added. That is really important if you are publishing this to the GitHub private package, and all the npm script like publish, prepare, build, test, publish only, right? Now this is all these things we just need to do npm publish, and obviously we need to have configure the token, GitHub token, so that when you do npm publish, this can be published to the repository. So all these instructions also written there. All these instructions have been provided that you need to have a npm rc on your project if you want to use it to complete setup, something like this. In npm rc you just provide auth token. If you don't want to set the npm token globally, I mean in your process.env, and just need to add a publish config. That is really important to publish the package. Publish config and registry, put the registry as a GitHub. Now you just do npm publish. This particular command you can run from here, and you can see my test case is running, build is running, and it is creating the tarball content which need to be published. And before publishing, it is doing build, it is running test, it is giving you the coverage. Everything is streamlined, and I didn't spend much time. So that is the power of this AI editor, Cursor. So Cursor also has done some really you can say a good job while doing auto completing or completing my task of writing test cases, writing the original code content, making my library to publish to the GitHub. So I'm not able to judge like, okay, Windsurf or Cursor AI, both are good at their perspective. Maybe I need to explore more, like building some end-to-end application and use Cursor and Windsurf, and then see which one is giving the better prompt and better results. But for now, I'm not biased that you should use Cursor or Windsurf. Both are really very improved and mature AI editor tool, extending the theme of VS Code, so it is very easy to adopt and very easy to use. Please share your comment, like if you want me to cover like a complete end-to-end project with these AI tools.